Welcome back. Are you single? Are you struggling with your single status? Because we might be able to help with that. Mel, we have someone here who can tell us, for those singles out there, who or how and why they're struggling.
They are. Well, we are actually right now going to expose some of the biggest dating mistakes that may in fact be holding you back. We've got a dating expert, Marnie Kinrys, who is with us today on The Social. Welcome, Marnie.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
So sometimes we are holding ourselves back if we're single.
Absolutely. Sometimes we're holding ourselves back if we're single. We put up barriers. And the older that we get, the more barriers that we have, the more comfortable we are with our own independent lives. So it does make it more challenging.
So even when we say, I'm open to anything, anyone, come my way, I want love to enter my life, it's not that simple.
Well, I don't think most people know what open actually means. It's open until I'm not open, until you make me uncomfortable. So open actually means giving people first and second and third chances, not one chance, I'll talk to you, and then like shut them off.
Okay, interesting. So we thought that we would approach this in a really unique way here on The Social. So we've actually got three single women who are, three singles that are hoping that you can help them. Let's first talk about Joanne and her story. Check out this video.
Well, my name is Joanne. I'm 47 years old, and I live here in Toronto. I do work as an operational manager for a medical facility, and for fun, I love to sing and I salsa. I haven't dated at all in the last 5 or 6 years. Just being so busy, or maybe I'm busy and not dating to sort of fill that gap. I love these first dates. I had one gentleman literally say to me, "Is that Avion?" I said, "Well, of course it is." And he says, "My God, I drink the same brand." I'm like, dear God, somebody turn this off. From this experience, I would love to be able to have someone to give me a different perspective and have someone to say to me, listen, if you do this and you maybe try step 1 and 2, you might open yourself up to that wonderful experience. And maybe someone will help me find that.
Hey, Marnie, we even have Joanne right here in the audience with us.
No.
Everybody welcome Joanne. Very courageous to have you here with us. Okay, talk to Joanne. What can you suggest to her?
Well, so I had the pleasure of talking to Joanne a little bit before the show, and I have 2 things to say to her. Get involved and give a guy a chance. So, you know, you got to get involved in order to get involved with a guy. You were saying, you know, you wait in your office and you hope that that magical man is going to walk through the door. I wish there was a service like that that had men marching around to different offices, but it doesn't exist yet. Hopefully it will after this show. But for right now, you have to get out there and put yourself out there in order to be seen. The other thing I wanted to make a note of was giving a guy a chance. So I work with thousands of men all over the world, being their wing girl. And I know that one of the biggest difficulties they have is approaching and starting a conversation. They get so much information from everybody around the world telling them how to do it, what's going to spark attraction. So if you have a man coming up to you and approaching you, and it may not be the best line ever, it's usually because he's nervous, but what he's trying to say to you is, I'm interested in engaging with you so that we can see if there's something potentially there. So I would love for you to implement a 3-strike rule rather than a 1-strike rule. So the first strike is, okay, he said something cheesy, I'll give him a break, be empathetic, and understand he's nervous, and then wait for the other 2 to come along. I think it'll help you a lot. If they come along, exactly.
What do you think, Joanne?
I think that's great advice. I mean, as mentioned in the role, that I tend to keep myself too busy, but I think that's some great advice that I have to open myself up to that.
For sure.
That's wonderful.
Okay, Marnie, you mentioned the 3-strike rule.
Yeah.
But can we still have deal breakers? Because I would have a deal breaker. Like, certain things would be deal breakers for me.
For sure. Listen,
okay, good.
Write a list of 5 deal breakers for you, but if
Okay.
you have more than that, then you got to start evaluating yourself.
All right, so our next single lady is Kim. Let's hear her story.
My name is Kimberly. I'm 30 years old and I'm from Toronto. I was in a 15-year-long relationship with my high school sweetheart. We were engaged, and 3 months before our wedding, our engagement ended. And that was 2 days before my 29th birthday, and it was the first time that I've ever been single in my life. I felt like a fish out of water. I didn't have a clue what I was doing, so it was a really interesting experience. I have been enjoying dating, but it would be nice to settle down sometime soon. I'm hoping that the expert will be able to teach me how to not be so shy and awkward when it comes to meeting guys, and to become more comfortable with dating and be more confident in my own skin.
So, how can we help Kim?
By letting her know it's totally fine to be single, to have a blast and have fun getting out there. 15 years since she was 15, she's been in a relationship. Come on, go out there. You're in your sexual prime. You are in your confidence prime.
Say that again.
You're in your sexual prime. Have a blast.
Embrace it.
Get on Tinder or some other sort of application that gets you out there and mingling and refine your social self. But in terms of flirting, because she was asking for some flirting tips, I'm not a flirting expert, but what I can tell her is that I help a lot of men spot the signs that women are flirting, because men cannot spot the subtle signals that we give. So if we smile a little bit, they're thinking, does she have something in her eye? Does she want me to, like, there's all these things that go through their heads to protect themselves, because they're just as afraid as we are to approach. They don't want to fall flat on their face.
Right.
So one tip I can give to every woman, whether they're in a relationship or not in a relationship, when you're with a man, be quite overt with your signals. So if you're talking to a guy and you want him to ask for your phone number, touch him a little bit, touch him here, just a little bit, and make eye contact and smile. Because for him, that's an obvious signal that you're interested, and it's okay to ask you for a date, your number, a kiss, whatever he wants.
Okay, ladies, don't be subtle.
Don't be subtle.
There.
Throw yourself at men.
Right, Marnie, we've got one more story for you. We want you and everyone else to meet Cam.
My name is Cam Gruwal, and I'm 39 years old. I've been single for 7 years, but that was by choice. In 2006, my father had died, and at the same time, the relationship that I was in ended because I needed it to end. So then the 7 years following that, I just worked on myself. The men that I used to pick were bad boys, not very supportive, always causing my head to hurt. I feel that I am more prepared now to attract the type of guy that I'd like, which is a good guy. So I think I just need to be able to get over that first hurdle and then just go. I'm hoping the expert can at least give me that push out the door. Like, I think I'm looking out the door, but I just need to push out the door.
Marnie, Cam is here. She needs a push.
Wonderful. Okay, so the push I'm going to give her is to make herself dedicate at least 1 day a week to getting out and being social and interacting. Join singles mixers, go on Tinder. There's this amazing website that's called Google. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of it before, but if you go onto Google and you type in information like single, your age, and what you're interested in your city, magical things pop up and tell you where to go every single week.
What do you think about that, Cam?
Can you commit to 1 day?
I can commit to 1 day, but I'm really nervous about the online thing to begin with. So
do the lot. You're a great woman. I've interacted with you. Like, forget about online. Find singles mixers, speed dating events, other events that have you be more social. Throw dinner parties, and ask your friends. Say, hook me up. Like, if you were looking for a job, you wouldn't put your one resume on some obscure website. You'd put it out to everybody that you know.
Yeah.
So do the same thing with dating.
True.
Put it out there, Cam.
Cam put it out there.
Which she is.
Marnie, thank you for joining
thank
us. And thank you to our brave singles who shared their stories with us. Joanne, Kim, and Cam. For more of Marnie's tips, check out thesocial.ca. We need to take a short break, but we'll be right back.